Welcome back to Grow Your Badass Business Challenge. I am back on with you, for day 3 of the Grow Your Badass Business Challenge. And today we're going to continue the beautiful journey we started together so far since Monday, from day 1, day 2 yesterday, and then today we're on to day 3, the journey to growing your badass business and building the mission-driven empire that you feel called to serve. Thank you so much for those of you that have joined me on day 1, day 2, the time commitment that you have shown up, that you have shown, and the way you have shown up for your business is truly to be commended. And I highly, highly appreciate it. Thank you so much to all of you that have come, join the challenge, asked a lot of questions. I've been having a lot of great conversations with a lot of you through the DM. And I would encourage as many of you, as the content is shared throughout these 5 days, feel free to ask questions, feel free to start conversations, whether it's underneath this video or whether it's on DMs. I'll be more than happy to see where you are, see what support you need, and answer any questions that you might have. So definitely start those beautiful conversations as it's already been happening, as more of you join the challenge today. So I see that I have a few of you live already. So I'm gonna pull up the comments section, and I want you to say hi, show up, just say hi that you're here. I'd love to see who's coming back to from day 1 and 2, and also who's new that's joining the challenge. I'd love to say hi and get to know you a little bit better, and really start those beautiful conversations, as I said. So let me know if you are part of the Grow Your Badass Business with a High Ticket Offer Facebook group. Each of these videos will be pinned in the group in the announcement section. So if you haven't had the chance to join us live at 12 p.m. Eastern daily for the challenge, you always can watch the live afterwards, and you'll find these videos pinned in the announcement section in the Grow Your Badass Business with a High Ticket Facebook group. Hello. Love it. I see all your comments. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you can hear and see me well. And we're gonna jump right in and start rocking. I'm all about the journey. I'm very drawn to the journey of how everything that happens to us is really happening for us, and how it's really building us to live on purpose and to ultimately build the business that feels good to us and we feel like we're making a contribution. It becomes our life work, and it really becomes our mission in whatever vocation you have chosen with what you are building a business with. That's always very, very exciting. So I love to see that you are coming back, and you have learned, and the value that you've been receiving from workshop 1 and 2. So I just want to go over the journey a little bit. On day 1, we talked about how important is it to really build your get known factor, niche down, start developing your brand and your vocabulary so that you can become that leader in the market that finds a gap and positions themselves there, and not the follower, right? Not the copycat, not someone that is confused about their message and how they help their clients, but really, working on the clarity with that, which is so important. We talked about messaging, how important your messaging is, how your story is your niche, what are you really good at, what do you want to be known for, conviction marketing, what do you stand for, what is that one thing that you think you can do differently, or what is that mission that will change the world, right? So a lot of times, people that are taking a mission or pulling a mission forward are the crazy people, right? A lot of times it's the people that we think, oh my God, this is not going to be possible, because that's the point of being on a mission. It's grand, it's bigger than you, and it's overwhelming for a lot of people, right? So really boiling down to what is that mission that you're trying to accomplish, and really working every day to grow your badassness so that you can carry that mission forward and impact and contribute to the chosen niche that you have the most calling to serve. That is very, very important. Thank you so much. Been loving all the value. I cannot see the names on here, but I will be getting back to you shortly. But I do see the comments, so that's good. So thanks for. I'm glad that you've been getting value out of the workshop already. Yesterday, we talked about the messaging, how important that is. And yesterday we talked about the systems of scaling, right? So how is it that we carry on that message, and how do we put that out there in the world, and how to actually strategize so that you are building a step-by-step strategy? How are you crafting your offer, your program, structuring that so that you are really have a proven framework that you're taking your clients through so that you can give them that desired result. And it's a very efficient way that you're doing it. We talked about why people buy yesterday, right? What is the transformation they're looking for? We're not going for information, we're going for transformation. So your offer has to always have those components in order for you to have a really solid business model and a really solid way that you are serving the world with your mission. Today, I will be talking about the 5 systems to scaling. So what are the 5 things that always must be happening in your business in order for you to build your get known authority, your leadership, your thought leadership, your get known factor in the market, right? So there constantly has to be things that you're always working on. It's like the foundation of your business, so that you have pretty much an overall good solid base, so that you can build that empire that you're looking to build, right? Because any empire that has a cracked foundation, just like a home, it's going to fall, right? It's not going to be sustainable. It's not going to be something that you could keep up, especially when you add other people to your team, as I'll touch upon building a team today as well. So I'll talk about the 5 systems to scaling, and also how is it that you could start scaling your business with bringing in the right people in your team. So I'll talk about that as well. So what are the things that must be always happening in your business? You must have a system, right, to always attract, to nurture and close your clients, right? This must be always happening in your business. Right? I don't know if you heard that saying, and I touched upon this yesterday, that you can have something amazing, you can have an amazing program, you can deliver amazing results for your clients, but besides the word of mouth and the brand ambassadors that are going to help you with building your brand, you need to always be marketing, right? You must be, I don't know if you heard this traditional saying of you must always be marketing. I've done so much traditional marketing in my corporate experience before online business, but a lot of stuff is applicable, right? So you must be always marketing. You must always have a way to attract, nurture, and close your client. But before I get into some of those strategies, I want to talk about this law of reciprocity and service, right? Some of the common misconceptions when people hear high ticket offer is that someone might be driven by the money, right? Because people think that you want to charge higher ticket because you are driven by the money. You're trying to get the most money as possible from your clients. And that's not really true, because you can be driven by your mission and the service that you have for your clients. But of course, you could also be making a lot of money so that you can use that money as a tool to drive the mission forward, right? We need the money to hire. We need the money to scale. We need the money to increase our visibility and impact, right? All of this costs money. So that's why money is a byproduct of you being on the right journey on purpose with your mission. And it always happens that way. The motivation has to always, the bigger why that I talked about on day one, has to always be mission oriented. You must be a woman or a man on a mission. Otherwise, it's just going to be too challenging. And every challenge along the way is carried out, overcome so much more easier when you are on a mission. So service has to be on the forefront of your mindset, right? Law of reciprocity is when you give, you receive, right? I'm sure a lot of you have been experiencing that. I experience that every day. On the law of reciprocity, then when you give, you receive. When you are in service, you always want to have the servant leadership mindset of going in to give and to make a connection and to nurture. This is a long game. This is not something that you are doing to get rich quick. Just like I said with the money part, you're not going to build your business overnight. You're not going to get to the results that a lot of times you might see and get confused by comparing yourself to entrepreneurs that's been on the journey for a couple of years. Everything is a process. Then the faster, the better. I mean, the more, when you learn that, it really becomes always about you and comparing yourself to the version of yesterday. And that is how you stay in track, you stay focused, and you stay service oriented. You must always have that mission and vision in your forefront in order for you to build something that's going to be sustainable and is going to make an impact at a higher level. So service must always be on your forefront at all times, with everything that you do. So I talk about servant leadership. I speak about intuition a lot because I feel like in order to build a business that is on purpose, you must develop intuition as a very important skill. Let's say we can call it a soft skill, right? So it's a skill that is so necessary, especially when you are in service and you're always looking to improve whatever you're doing. Another thing that you must always be into is continuous improvement, right? Always working on improving how you deliver, what you deliver, how do you speak about what you do, always improving all the different areas of your business at all times, right? Because your business evolves with you. A lot of times when you are starting something new or when you're trying out a new strategy, let's say, you're not going to be so good at it. And that's okay. But everything is, what is that other saying? Everything is hard until it gets easier. So with practice and masterfulness comes repetition, which is why I feel like humans can learn anything. As humans, we can learn anything because through enough repetition, we can really build those muscles, and so that we know how to do that hard thing, and which seems so hard, which maybe it's building a business, to breaking it down to daily strategies and daily habits, so that you are working consistently on that linear path towards your mission. So intuition is an important skill, constant improvement. Another thing that's very important, I talked about community yesterday, or actually day one, and I think I repeated it because it's so important, right? So building a community of people, of like-minded people, of ideal clients, of people that you want to serve, is a very important way, but also clarifying where your ideal clients is and where to send them to start this process. Where do you send clients or potential clients that you want to serve to start to get to know you, right? And have the service mindset of giving them value, right? So where is that? Is that maybe a YouTube channel? Is that maybe a Facebook group? Is it a podcast, right? So what is I call it a community hub. It's that hub that you send people to, so they can start to really get to know you and what you're about. Really, so give people a chance to to be served, right, with what you do. And then from there is how you start nurturing those relationships with people. Sales process. So once you attract, you have a system to attract, nurture, and then of course close sales. You need to be able to have also sales process, right? I spoke yesterday about the community and human relationships. When you're a service-based provider, you are in the human relationship business, right? So the investment in human relationships is your best ROI in everything that you do, right? So you want to be able to have a process to how you get, you can call it many different ways. You can call it ideal client, you can call it leads in your system, right? How do you take these people? How do you nurture the relationships? I don't know if you think back to your personal lives or maybe your live lives, like without the virtual side of things. When we're meeting people, first we want to get to know them, right? We're not always right away asking them to buy something from us, right? So there's a process of nurturing, right? You want to get to know them. You want to see what they're about. You want to connect. I always say connect personally and then grow professionally. And that could be in anything. That could be in business. That could be if you are trying to grow your career, anything you want to do. So you start off the conversation, you nurture people, you give them value with whatever you can, right? And then there's a process to that, especially in the online world, based on the hub that you've chosen. You want to start conversations, and then you have a private conversation, right? Because we grow relationships privately. When we have a one-to-one, it's much easier for us, our brain, to really understand and to connect with the other human being that's in front of us, and to really give them that attention. Because now we have the attention of what? A fish? Not even, less than that. So in order to do that, you have to have a system to start conversations, right? To start conversations, to nurture conversations, and then eventually over time, right, there's a process, a few steps to the process. Eventually over time, you build your trust factor with this person enough so they can really see, based on the timing or where they are. Let's say that you are, for myself, I am a business strategist, so I help people with their business, with the timing that if maybe they're at the phase of just starting their business or maybe being a couple of years in their business, they have to be able to match what you do and how is it that you can help them, right? And then you can maybe get them on a sales call or a strategy call or whatever you like to call it, so that you can really see how you can help, will be a good fit for them, right? So there's a lot of magic in private conversations, in DMs. And the next other thing, just like you do any relationship, right? You follow up. You follow up with people. You see what they're up to. Maybe you spoke to someone a month ago, and you were just starting the conversation. Then you speak to them again, right? We build relationships through repetition and time, which is why I say this is not something that is going to be an overnight process. This is an ongoing process, but it's very important to have these processes in your business happening every day, and you can't stop when you have clients. You stop your marketing when you have clients, because it's like a faucet with water. The water will start drying up. You must always have the faucet on, and you must always have these different components of your business always happening for you. So the 5 systems to scaling, as I mentioned, are content to conversion, right? I talked about how important messaging is. Your content must be speaking to your ideal audience, right? And there is a strategy towards content, right? So what type of content do I post about, right? It's all around your offer, right? Your content has to be around your offer. Whatever your offer is, that's what you speak about. You speak about to educate, empower, to inspire, and then you can drive people to a call, right? So your content has to be so good that it really speaks to your ideal audience. The next one is your PR status, right? So this is about the visibility and the exposure, because in order to make an impact, you have to show up and you have to expose yourself. So you have to go to other people's communities and you have to spread your, I call it spreading my message. In a mission-driven empire, you're always spreading your message. You're spreading the word of your brand. So wherever you could do that, of course, there's a strategy, but the more you can do that, the better. So this actually starts positioning you as the authority in the market as well, right? Remember, 80% of business success is showing up and mindset, and 20 is strategy. So this is part of that, right? The PR status, showing up, spreading the message of your brand everywhere that you can. The other one is you could be live launching. The best piece of content that you can have is a video, right? Virtual content. The best piece of content is always a video, because people could see you. They start, understanding what you're about. They could see your facial expressions. They can see the way you talk about things, your passion. They can also, if you're vulnerable on the things that you're going through, that's like a magnet for someone else to really identify with what you're going through. That's a great way that we connect as human beings. Or maybe someone finds something that they have in common with you, right? We're human beings. We like familiarity. So we identify with someone that we have something in common with. So all of this is live video is the most powerful form of content that you can ever make. And I mentioned about the community hub, so figuring out what that looks like for you, and then building a team, right? In order to build and to expand your impact, expand your sales, to expand what you're doing, you need to be able to double up on your time, right? So you need to be able to expand your team. You can't maybe up to 6 figures. You probably can solopreneur, but after that, you definitely have to bring on people on your team that will give you back time, and of course, results with that, because you can't be the one that is doing everything on their own. Otherwise, you will so quickly burn out. Burning out is a thing. I have experienced it myself. I constantly stay very aware of this, because as you are going and growing on the journey to entrepreneurship, you will always find yourself wrapped up in your business that you forgot about your personal health. So burnout is a big thing to look out for. But of course, you need a team, you need help, you need people to delegate to, right? So that's why having a team that is really empowered and it's really buys into your vision is so important. So let's talk about that. What does it mean to build a team? And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a perspective, because I have both. I have the corporate experience of leading teams in a big corporation, as I mentioned on day one, and also entrepreneurship, where I have my small mighty team, my small team that helps me with the business, right? So what is the difference between a corporation and building a team in a corporation and building a team as an entrepreneur? Well, first of all, a corporation is a big corporation. They were a small business at one point, right? But after so many years of growing their mission and vision, they have teams. They have they have people on their teams. They have a marketing team. They have a sales team. They have a branding team. They have a customer service team. They have a HR, human resource team, right? So they have all of this already. So, but when you're an entrepreneur, like I said, you are at the beginning phase of a corporation. If maybe a corporation is the way you'd like to go. Person, that is my mission, to build a corporation. But everyone has a different mission. But I was just giving you the comparison. When you're an entrepreneur, you are on your own, right? You're a solopreneur. The first people we normally hire with an online business is our contractors, right? You hire someone for your social media account management. You hire a copywriter. Maybe you hire a bookkeeper, right? You hire a virtual assistant. These are the beginning. When you're at the beginning phase of the first 6 figures, you're hiring contractors. And that's okay. That's where everyone starts. I've started that way as well. And I still hire based on some of the needs of my business. But the best thing as you're scaling is to start hiring your committed first time, part-time to full-time employees, people that are 100% committed to you, and they understand the vision and they understand the roles of your business. But in order to get there, we need to be clear about who we need to hire, right? That's the other logical step. It's like, okay, great, I need to have a team, but I don't even make enough money to support my own self yet, right? That's why I'm talking about 6 figures. And I'm not talking about beginning year one when you're still, getting your feet wet in the entrepreneurial world. So as you are, start to clarify, take a look at your calendar, take a look at what you do, all the things, all the different components of your business. Clarify where you're putting your time in, and start writing things down, right? Track a week in your life and start tracking things down. Every time I have to make a decision for a new hire, I will do this process for about 2 weeks. I'll start tracking, what I'm doing, what other people around me are doing, and then that's how I will start to identify a position, create a position over what is it that I need at that point in time to move my business to the next level. But it all starts with tracking your tasks and really writing things down. I know a lot of people shy away from writing things down, but you can't lead from your mind. If things are in your mind, especially as you are the visionary, they're going to stay there. And you need to have a system that is out, that is working, and you have other people to help you with it. By the way, when you are hiring human capital, it's always an investment. It's never an expense. Human capital is supposed to help you with increasing your sales, right? So if you're paying someone part-time a certain amount of money based on what they're doing, which is why I suggest hiring a virtual assistant / social seller at the beginning, someone that could help you sell your offer with you. When you are at the beginning, you want to make sure that these people really are giving you a return on investment, right? So if you are paying someone whatever amount of money for the service, then you want to make sure that they're generating that or double the income in sales for you, right? That's why I say hiring is never an expense. It is always an investment. And investing in other people is always an investment, whether they're your team members or whether they're your clients or relationships in general. The other thing with having your team members with you is that they are, like I said, committed. They're not just contractors. Contractors have other customers. Your team members are completely dedicated to your business and really understand and improve over time. What is it that you need? A lot of things you have to overcome as a business owner is the delegation part, right? And hiring. I know so many people that have an issue with delegating out. They might think they can't find the right people. You can do something better. You want to just hold control, perfectionism, and also just time in general, right? A lot of times we might just be thinking that we don't want to put in the time and the investment to train somebody because we'd just rather do it ourselves. But we have to reframe the way we think about this, because you are investing that time to train someone at the beginning, but that person then knows and only will be getting better and better and more efficient in what they're doing and really helping you with your business longer term. So we must think longer term, not just day to day. because the time you're putting in, you're going to receive it back. It's perfect return on investment as well. Another technique is to hire your weaknesses, right? So if you are the artist in your business, and depending on where your zone of genius and strengths are, you can afford that as your business grows. At the beginning, I don't think you can afford to just work on things that you're not so passionate or good at, right? Because you're the only one, and you have to make the money, you have to survive. But I think as you are scaling your business, you start getting back um, that time for you to really work on the things that really matter, and the things that matter, and the things that really are important of why you started your business. So the more people you get on your team, the more you can start really working on those things. So having a board of advisory of people around you that are supplementing your knowledge is key. It's very, very important in the success and the sustainability of your business. Another thing when you have a team is the articulation of your vision and mission. When you are talking to clients, that becomes important, right? For you to articulate your vision and mission. How is it that you can help them? When you start growing a team, you transfer that over to your team as well, right? You need to understand how to articulate it, but most important is how to adapt that to everyone's motivation and reason why they're there and how they're contributing. That's the other key part, right? Because your mission is yours, your vision is yours, it came to you, you feel called to serve, and in that way. However, if you have someone on your team and their why does not maybe align 100% with your vision and mission, by the way, you want to take a look at if that person's the right fit for your business. But the other thing is that you really want to find out what their goals are, right? And how is it that their goals match with your company, and how you set up situations and relationships to become win-win. These are always the best relationships that always pass a test of time, because they're win-win. There's a lot of reciprocity. The person is getting something. You are also getting something, a win out of the business. And of course, the winner is always your clients, because your clients should always be the main vision, the main focus of the business, of how you could serve them better, more efficient, faster, drive results faster for them, always improving on what you are offering. All right, I'm going to take a look at your comments. Any questions so far, by the way, with everything I've covered on scaling and building a team? Expect more content today. Yes, and I hope you receive that for sure. I agree, intuition is very, very important. Service-oriented is my way to get there. Yes, which is why I think the other part about building a mission-driven business is that is your vocation, that is your channel of how you're going to make an impact and how you're going to live on purpose. And I share the same sentiment as you, that business is my pathway to get there, to serve people in the way that I want to serve them. And I feel called to serve based on my experience, life story, passion, all the different components. It's very important that we align with our mission. It's very, very important. Otherwise, you'll be out of touch, out of tact. When challenges come, it'll be so much easier to just give up and not want to show up. But when you have a mission, you are there for something bigger than you, and you're always going to be more successful in building whatever you've chosen, because you are there for a different reason other than the money that will come as a byproduct of you serving your clients at that massive scale. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you for all the comments, and for everyone that has showed up so far on the live. I'd love to continue the conversations. I said, feel free to reach out to me on DM and on comments. And I'll be coming back tomorrow, day 4. And tomorrow I'll talk a little bit more about content and marketing strategy. So tomorrow will be all about diving into the strategy part of our messaging and how is it that we reach our ideal clients. Thanks again, and I wish you a great rest of your Wednesday. And I'll see you here tomorrow, same place, same time, with more content. Bye, everyone.